So I've cleared all this area now of the planters, removed the big concrete block. So now we're back to the blank canvas. And one of the reasons I needed to do this was for access, to allow the digger to come through to be able to see what we are dealing with under the plastic grass. So this was a very, very nervous moment really, because I knew it was hardcore, but it was a case of what sort, you know, get all different sorts of grades and stuff. Is it just a few rocks in it? Are we talking building rubble? Are we talking plasterboard? Who knows what, basically. I know in the bottom of the planters, I found a TV in the bottom of one, some bags of old concrete. So it's a case of what are we dealing with? Is it going to need removing? Are we going to be able to work with what we've got?
Yeah, that looks like decent soil there.
Now, these were just a few basically pilot holes, so I think we did about 4 in total. Some of it with the edge of the tree as well, just with a view of trying to free up the tree. But basically, it's a real positive. So what was potentially going to be a real problem, this has been really positive. This is a friend who lives nearby called Doug, who's a landscape gardener, very talented, very knowledgeable, and he's come with his digger. So we were just clearing away from the tree here, because it was piled up, and it can be quite bad for the tree having it piled up, but it seems okay. We didn't pull it fully away because we didn't want to risk damaging the tree. It's quite surprising when you see the digger working. It looks like everything's light, all rocks are small. Even when it was breaking through, I previously tried to do that with a pickaxe with no success, but when you watch the digger cruises through, so I didn't want to risk damaging the trunk of the tree. There's a few bits like this bag and things like that in, but that's okay, that's fine. But principally the soil, it's soil. Nutrient level wise, I think it's going to vary, but again we can work with that. And speaking with Doug and things, there's lots of different plants which are native wildlife plants for the UK, which like that soil, you know, sandy soil. You can just adapt your plants. Previously, I've probably done it in a bad way, in that it's been survival of the fittest. I've planted plants. If they survive, great. If they don't, oh well. But obviously, it's more expensive. It's a bit wasteful. So I'm going to try this time to really get plants which like that environment. Anyway, this is why we had to clear everything out so the digger could get through. And this was probably one of the most nervous bits. The front bit, that's fine, but this is what was under the grass. So I pulled up the grass initially to let it in. We brought the digger through, and we planned to do about 2-3 holes just to see what we're dealing with. And straight away, I mean, again, you watch the digger dig, straight away into it. I've already hit at this with a pickaxe and I couldn't get anywhere, but the digger, no problem. So we did a few. You can see how we're doing it. What the plan is to do is basically dig these holes, and then you see at the front of the the bucket, what's that? Those grills there. So the plan is we're going to go across the whole of this area. You fill the bucket and you shake it, so all the big rocks will take out. The things which are like rocks, we're going to keep. They'll be great. We're going to use them for other bits, be it for the pond, be it for dry stone walls, whatever. Anything like lumps of concrete or brick, probably going to get rid of them. So we're still going to need some skips to get rid of it, but the positive is we've got something we can really work with here, so I'm just very pleased about it.
I expected big lumps of concrete, rebar, plaster, which is that's a real
And we can work with it.
Well, you can reuse all that.
Yeah, that's great.
In the garden, like I say, the top capping of this sharp sand and hardcore, nothing to worry about. You can either mix it in with the topsoil, but like I say, these sort of modern engineered low fertility soils are really great for wildlife.
Cool. I mean, I think one of the things would be nice is to like dig a pond and actually get to dig a pond.
Yeah, well, exactly. And with that, you know, you're not going to be. When you've got old paving stones and all this crap, and you can't take one lump out without. It's like a 3D jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
Put some fence posts in on the rocky field.
Yeah. As soon as you went in, it's like, oh, that's coming up all right.
Yeah.
Very sandy. That's all right. You can work with sandy, can't you?
Yeah. I'll go down a bit deeper
worries.
and just see what's further down.
Yeah, because where I was before, I had a shed, obviously the best shed in the country.
Yeah. Oh, it might have just been that.
I don't know.
Sort of everything like this on the way through, then that's fairly easy to get through and rework with.
So I mean, big rocks like that,
Yeah.
I utilise them in the
Yeah.
future.
Bits of fruit, bits of crap, but not too much.
Obviously, it's like what you call about fibres and things like that.
Yeah.
Like, so we're just filling in the holes again now, just because we don't want to leave big holes in the garden. Nothing else for the hazard aspect. But yeah, it's been so good working with Doug already and chatting with him. That's one hole explored, huh?
Dig again about here.
Yeah, go for it, go for it. So he's got an Instagram page if anyone's interested, which is Arcadia Landscapes. Doug and Charlotte he's been so helpful and knowledgeable already. It's a joy to talk to him every time, just because I feel like, yes, we're going to really make progress here. There were a couple of times already where I felt just a bit overwhelmed by it all, but we're really making some good progress now. So you can see even in this video, just by the soil pile which has been made, that's okay. That is, we can work with that. It's going to be really good. There's a few big rocks in there, but that's fine. But it's going to be very sandy soil, I think, what we're going to be dealing with. But depending, you can always add nutrients to it. Obviously, horse manure is always a fairly cheap thing to be able to get to bring stuff. But by meadowing it up this year, that's straight away going to start bringing the worms back, nitrates, all that sort of things back into the soil. So that's really something I'm going to look to do. The laurel hedge, I think that days are going to be numbered. I wasn't planning to, but if we've got to dig in, it's a good time. And I know the neighbours would quite like to have that gone, because it blocks a lot of light. So I'm thinking, yeah, this was a really, really great day. Really filled me with optimism. Really happy about how we're going. I was thinking, are we going to have to truck all of this out? How much is that going to cost? It's going to be really difficult, really messy, but as it is, it's been a really, really positive thing. So yeah, great day to have today. One of the things which was quite sad, which did stand out about this, even though it is cold, digging up this soil, there was no worms of any sort, which just shows that under the plastic grass it is just dead, it is just lifeless. So that was quite eye-opening to see that. I thought it would be the case, but still seeing it was very sad. But obviously this is something we're going to change. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm super happy by all this. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I hope it's something you enjoy.